Welcome to e-learning science. Today I am in the outskirts of Srinagar, Kashmir. Right now I am in a very mountainous region which we call as Dudh Pathri. And I thought to mix education with tourism. I just wanted to be adequate tourist. So I got my bags and baggage along with my study material to deliver a lecture here. And today the lecture which we will discuss is transport of carbon dioxide. Transport of carbon dioxide. I know I am in the altitude, very high altitude. There is some deficiency of carbon dioxide, but the delivery system of carbon dioxide is going to be very good. So let us discuss the transport of carbon dioxide. In case of human beings, the carbon dioxide is transported in three forms. The first form is in dissolved form. Second, in the form of bicarbonates. And third, in the form of carbaminohemoglobin. Basically, carbon dioxide is transported in three forms. One is the dissolved form, second is the bicarbonate, and third is the carbaminohemoglobin. If we see the dissolved form, approximately 7% of carbon dioxide is transported in dissolved form, and 70% of carbon dioxide is transported in bicarbonate form, and approximately 23% of carbon dioxide is transported in the form of carbaminohemoglobin. And here, the dissolved form, in case of dissolved form, the carbon dioxide is being carried in the plasma. It always takes place in the plasma. And if we see bicarbonates, bicarbonate formation and transport of carbon dioxide in the form of bicarbonates may occur in the plasma, and it also occurs in the RBCs. So far as this carbaminohemoglobin is concerned, it always takes place in RBCs. This is the first thing which we must understand. What are the methods by which carbon dioxide gets transported, and how much percentage of carbon dioxide is getting transported. Then let me discuss them one by one. First of all, carbon dioxide is transported in dissolved form, and we know it is approximately 7%. If we see the transport of oxygen is also transported in dissolved form, but the percentage is just 3%. Here it is 7%. In the plasma, carbon dioxide is transported. It means the affinity of carbon dioxide with the plasma in dissolved form is more as compared to the affinity of oxygen with the plasma is less as compared to carbon dioxide. Second is in the form of bicarbonates. See, in the form of bicarbonates, majority of carbon dioxide is transported in bicarbonate form. See what is going to happen. For example, we have tissues. In the tissues, there is carbon dioxide. There is generation of carbon dioxide. After utilization of oxygen, we have carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide has to go into the capillary blood. Here we will be receiving the carbon dioxide. And in the blood we have RBCs. In the blood we have plasma. Blood is made up of plasma, blood is made up of RBC. What is happening? This carbon dioxide comes into the blood, and you know the transport of carbon dioxide from the tissues to the blood is following the partial pressure gradient, because the partial pressure gradient inside is high and the outside is low. So carbon dioxide will be moving to the blood plasma. And what is going to happen? This carbon dioxide enters into RBC. It binds with the water, and forms carbonic acid, H2CO3. This H2CO3 is unstable. It bifurcates, it gets bifurcated, it gets dissociated into HC, H positive and HCO3. That is hydrogen ion positive and bicarbonate. In the RBC, this reaction is taking place in the RBCs because the RBCs have have enormous quantity of one important enzyme which we call as carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase. And this reaction is catalyzed by carbonic anhydrase here also. So in the RBCs, the question is whether this reaction can take place in the plasma. The answer is yes. It may occur in plasma or it may occur in the RBCs. But if we see the speed of the reaction, the formation of bicarbonate in the RBC is thousands of times higher than that of the plasma. The reason is that here we have enzyme carbonic anhydrase, and this carbonic anhydrase is many times high in the RBCs, and therefore it leads to the formation of bicarbonate. Right? That's this. Okay. Then we have some problem here. Once we will see the bicarbonate level is going to increase. Okay, bicarbonate level is going to increase. There is more formation of bicarbonates. With the result, the bicarbonates are being sent to the what? They are being sent to the plasma. The bicarbonates are sent to the plasma. In order to maintain electrical neutrality, chlorine will be pushed from the plasma to the RBCs, and we call this shift as chloride shift. This shift is known as chloride shift, or it is also known as hamburger shift, chloride shift or hamburger shift. What is chloride shift? Chloride shift is basically the exchange of chlorine, the exchange of the transport of chlorine in exchange of bicarbonate. Bicarbonates are moving from the RBC to the plasma, and in the exchange chlorine is moving from the plasma into the I can say RBCs. So this is known as chloride shift. Now the question is this H positive. We know blood has a constant pH. Blood has a pH of 7.4, and we cannot expect blood to be acidic. We cannot expect blood to be more basic. So therefore the pH of the blood almost remains constant. But here if we see this H positive, if this H positive will remain as such, definitely there will be decrease in the pH, there will be acidity in the blood, but really it does not happen because this hemoglobin is buffered. This hydrogen positive ion is buffered by the hemoglobin which is present inside the RBC, and it will form HHB. Therefore, there will be no changes in the pH. There will be no gross changes in the pH. The pH will not become very acidic. So in this case, hemoglobin is going to bind with this hydrogen, and with the result, there will be no greater change in the pH. And hence this will serve as a buffer. That is the transport of carbon dioxide in the form of bicarbonates. Then the last thing is carbon dioxide is also transported in the form of carbaminohemoglobin. And the third is it is also transported in the form of carbaminohemoglobin, and the percentage of this is 23%. We know we have hemoglobin, and there is NH2 group of hemoglobin. There is NH2 group of hemoglobin. This NH2 group of hemoglobin binds with the carbon dioxide, and it forms HbCO2. And in this way, carbon dioxide will be transported, the percentage of which is just 23%. Therefore, we could make it that carbon dioxide is transported by three forms, either in dissolved form, either in the form of bicarbonates, and either in the form of carbaminohemoglobin. That's all about this lecture. I hope you should have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you very much.